today I'm making another pair of custom anime inspired mouse ears. I love how these turned out. So the customer chose this particular fabric you see here with the iconic red clouds. And the fabric is really difficult to find because it's licensed. So I start by cutting the cardboard ear base. As always, I didn't film that part because I was actually working on these last week at work on my lunch break. So once those were ready, it's time to build the ears, and then I cut that fabric and align it correctly on the ear so that when you're looking at it, it's straight up and down, upright, not sideways. And then I cut the felt to put inside each ear. And like I've said in other videos, that felt acts as a barrier between that fabric and the polyfill stuffing, because over time, those fibers can work their way through the fabric and it just looks like a low quality product. We don't want that here. We want a high quality product. So just one of those steps that you don't see, but it's very important. And then after I get the polyfill stuffing in there, make sure it's smooth, no lumps, no bumps. I obviously have to carefully line up the front and back pieces of the ear and glue them together. I use the hot glue for that. Take your time when you're doing this yourself and just make sure everything is perfectly aligned before you seal up those edges. And then once those are finished, as you can see here, I take the B7000 fabric glue, which is also humidity proof, by the way. It helps to give a really strong bond and extra stability. I mix it with the hot glue. Let that dry for a little while. And then for this trim, as you can see, like at the beginning, I was cutting those little red spikes. I buy those on Amazon. I cut them into small sections and then use the fabric glue, the B7000, to glue them onto this 1/4-inch ribbon that I buy at Walmart. Everything has to dry for several hours, and then I wrap the trim around the outside of the ear. And then I have to use that black shoelace, and I wrap that, as you can see here, around the base of the ear where it meets the headband, just to give it a nice clean finished look so you don't see the seam where it's glued together. And then she wanted a black sequin bow, so I made that and finished it off with the Akatsuki cloud charm right in the center. And that just brings the whole design together perfectly. I think these are so fun and unique. They're actually one of my more popular selling ears. But note to everyone who's watching this, if you're interested in ordering this or any other anime inspired looks, or I have tons of other fabric too that have nothing to do with anime, but due to Etsy's intellectual property policies, there's a lot of things that I can't post pictures of any longer. But whatever you're looking to make, any sort of custom order, just message me, send me a private message through my Etsy shop, and I can show you pictures of all the fabrics that I have. So many options that are not pictured here. So whatever custom design you want, I probably have it. Thanks for watching.